The British GT Championship began at Donington back in April, where the 2-hour race turned out to be a battle between the 2Cs Motorsport Mercedes AMGs and Barwell Motorsports Lamborghini, and a safety car was called after Giacomo Petrobelli tagged one of the Mahiki Racing Lotuses. After the safety car, the Nick Jones Sven Muller Porsche was in big strife, as Charles Dawson and Cian Jewis fended off and charging Sandy Mitchell and Alex Martin to take the win. In GT4 it was honours for Mark Warren and Jack Brown as their McLaren triumphed over the BMW of Ravi Ramyi and Charlie Robertson. The Silverstone 500 came next, a 3-hour race and strategy to be played with. Morgan Tilbrook's McLaren led away and tried to hang on to the early advantage with one of the best GT3 entries of the season chasing after him. Orel Mahiki was in the wars again, having shown good speed early on. A 3-wheeled Lotus was going nowhere. It was returning 2023 champions Darren Lung and Dan Harper who came, saw and conquered, with Charles Dawson and Cian Jewis second, but the best of the registered point scorers, Ravi Ramyi and Charlie Robertson, were victorious in GT4. The first doubleheader of the season was at Alton Park at the end of May. Rob Collard and Giacomo Petrobelli battled to the first corner in race 1, others ploughing off wide, while Ravi Ramyi had this big accident at Arden Bend, which put his BMW out for the day. After the pit stops, Hugo Cook hung on to take a maiden British GT win in the Barwell Lamborghini shared with Rob Collard, Kevin Say and Maxi Gertz taking second, while Jack Brown and Mark Warren were victorious yet again in GT4. Race 2 was held on a wet road and a tyre gamble was key. Some went for slicks as the track dried, but more rain fell and Cian Jewis was one of many off the road. As the track surface changed, being on the right tyres at the right time was crucial. Nick Jones was another driver in the wars, running wide at Arden Bend and just about getting away with it. The Mercedes AMG of Kevin Say and Maxi Gertz, though, hung on to take a dominant win, Kevin Say's second victory at Alton Park. While in GT4, it was Mark Warren and Jack Brown victorious again, rounding out a great day. The overseas round at Spa-Francorchamps was equally anticipated as ever, and it was Giacomo Petrobelli who grabbed the lead at Nassau's on the opening lap. He and Johnny Adam hung on to take victory. For Johnny, a record-breaking 20th British GT win. In GT4, Ravi Ramyi and Charlie Robertson bounced back from their Alton Park disappointment to take the win. Snetterton was the final doubleheader, 2 races and 2 point-scoring opportunities. It went awry for Andrew Howard early on, who was off the road in race 1, and then the Hugo Cook Rob Collard Lamborghini went agricultural as well. It was a second on-the-road win for Charles Dawson and Cian Jewis. Great news for the championship, while another dominant display gave Jack Brown and Mark Warren the GT4 win. Race 2 was headed away by the Maxi Gertz Kevin Say Mercedes, while there was a battle further back, Marcus Klassen getting involved with Sandy Mitchell. But Kevin Say brought the Mercedes AMG home victorious, second win of the season, while Ravi Ramyi and Charlie Robertson bounced back in the GT4 championship battle with another win. And so to Brands Hatch last time out, a 2-hour race on the full Grand Prix circuit, and it was Giacomo Petrobelli who grabbed the advantage going into paddock, but he was already under investigation, a mechanic having illegally used the blower on the front of the car on the grid. Drama for Mark Warren. He got involved with Ravi Ramyi coming out of Druids on the opening lap, and the McLaren was speared into the barrier. There was a lot of damage and a safety car was called. On the restart, there was a lively McLaren battle, Simon Orange running wide and allowing John Carney to come through as they battled their way onto the Grand Prix loop. Another car on a big charge was the Aston Martin of Petrobelli and Adam. That delayed after a pit lane penalty from the drama on the grid, and it was gradually picking its way up the order in a race full of what-ifs. But for Charles Dawson and Cian Jewis, it was another victory to make that championship even more attainable this weekend at Donington Park. In GT4, a maiden win for Luca Hopkinson and Harry George after a tough season that finally bore fruit.